Welcome to the Have You Seen podcast. Now, before we get into this review, I do want to tell you about a couple of partners that I'm happy to be working with. The first is Mondo. If you're into movie collectibles, from posters to toys, Mondo has you covered. All of their merchandise is custom made and limited edition. So if you're trying to get some interesting looking movie posters that are handcrafted, definitely let me know. Or go to my website, bibscorner.com, and hit the support the show link and scroll down until you see Mondo. The second partner I'm happy to be telling you guys about is Alamo Drafthouse Cinemas. Alamo Drafthouse is by far my favorite movie theater, so I'm beyond thrilled to be partnering with them as well. Based out of Austin, Texas, they have several theaters across the state and in various cities across the U.S. as well. So if you need movie tickets or gift cards, definitely let me know, or go to the website again, bibscorner.com, hit the support the show link, and scroll down until you see Alamo Drafthouse. And without further ado, let's get into these reviews. All right. Welcome back. Hopefully you missed me. I've been gone for 4 months. The last movie that I did a review for on this podcast was the Snyder Cut, which was March. I promise I will not take that long again. I've been doing a lot, but again, that drought is over. I promise. I can't guarantee every week, but I'm gonna try. I know I said I wanted everything to be collaborative on this podcast, but I can't commit to that. If I gotta come on here solo, that is what I will do. The content has to keep coming. So with that all established, today we're back for the story Zola, viral internet story from 2015. And I do have my man Shad with me from the Uncool Urban. Is at Shad Miller 13, right?
Yep. At the Uncle Urban, Shad versus Smiles. I'm gonna talk a little bit more about that after you finish the intro and everything like that. But yeah, you can catch me anywhere. I'm trying to get on that biz level where I can just pretty much look at people and say, you can Google me. You know what I'm saying? Google the vibes, you know what
I mean? Not far behind, I promise. You got more things covered than me, so it is what it is. But welcome back, Shad. Definitely excited to get into this one. I know we were both deep into social media around that time when this story came out. I had to refresh myself on the story before I watched, or not, I didn't do it before I did it after, just to make sure that the movie stuck to it. But they did stick to it pretty close, to the point where some of the dialogue in the movie is directly from the tweets. Do you want to just get straight into this? Let's get straight into this non-spoiler section.
Oh yeah, we can get straight into it.
All right.
Hey, last month I went dancing at this cute spot in Florida where my roommate's girl made like 5 G's a night. Because of my friend.
We just met yesterday and you're already trying to take hoe trips together?
Be ready by 2.
Hey, bitch! You want to hear a story about how me and this bitch fell out? It's kind of long, but it's full of suspense.
You want to go somewhere with me?
That's my face. Shut it so bad.
Dear Heavenly Father, we are asking you a special prayer today. We asking you to send us niggas. Send us niggas with culture. Send us niggas with good credit.
What brings y'all here?
We making shmoney.
Money, titties.
From here on out, watch every move this bitch makes.
This bitch with a nappy ass hair was up in my face.
Word.
Y'all want to trap?
Okay, wait, hold up.
Do not trip.
I got you, girls. A real nice spot.
This is messy. You are messy. Your brain is broke.
Balls, mighty, side,
came here for, Zola?
Do it look like I came for this?
All this money you made. I'm so proud of you.
I don't fuck with you. No more.
I didn't do nothing wrong.
I came to dance.
No, we're done with that.
Why you on my Twitter? Why you on my Facebook? Why you on my Tumblr?
Why are you DMing me? Sis, why you tagging me in photos? You don't even fuck with me.
Sis.
Let me know.
Sis.
Let me know.
Yes, sis.
So, if you are not familiar with the story, 2015, young lady goes by Zola, got on Twitter and dropped 148 tweets detailing a story about how she went to go dancing with this girl. I think they drove from Detroit down to Florida. They went to dance. She thought she was going to make a couple bands.
5K. But I believe in the no. It was funny. That was another inconsistency. I'm gonna be the guy doing that for Bibbs in this. Now I believe in the in the movie. I believe it was 2K.
Yeah, they changed a lot of the dollar amounts.
Yeah. So yeah, it was supposed to be 2K. But then I'm like, no, in the tweet it was 5K. So that's one inconsistency right there. But yeah, go ahead, Bibbs.
So Zola and this girl named Jessica, who in the movie they met the day before. In real life, it was like a week as well. So in the movie, they met literally the day before. Zola served her at a table in her restaurant that she was working at. And she's like, hey, you dance, etc. and so forth. Let's take this cross-country trip to make a couple thou. And black girl Zola was with it, which is already your first mistake.
Facts. I was just like, barely know this chick. And you said, but let's go cross country together. Yeah.
Let's hop in a car and go cross country.
And I also got something else to say about that. Her dude was just like, oh, okay. Well, I said, you didn't say, do you know her? Like, where do you know her from?
Right.
He just was like, hey, just let me know where you at.
I mean, she put that magic on him.
Yeah, she did. They did. Now
that was direct from the tweets.
That was direct from the tweets.
And actually, I read the article that the movie also draws from, where like a guy like went and interviewed all of them, and the boyfriend even admitted, "Yep, that's exactly what happened." Like he straight up was like, "I didn't even go front. She rocked me to sleep." That was
packed up bags and was gone.
And I like how I can't remember specifically. You saw the movie more recently than I did. It took him a couple of days to check in with her, didn't it?
Oh no. He hit her up. She kept like taking him to ignore, and then all of a sudden he just started. It was a couple of days when he just started leaving messages like, "Hey, hit me back. Where you at? Like, what's going on?" Because that's one of the few things she said. Yeah, I'm gonna let you know what's going on, and she never did. So yeah, he was a little concerned after basically she went persona non grata, if you will.
Exactly. Now, one thing I did like about it, because as I pointed out, it's just really not normal to hop in a car with somebody and drive across the country when you just met them. Like halfway through the trip, I think she started to realize her mistake. Because that's like a 20-hour drive at minimum. And like halfway through, she started like, you know what? What am I doing? Like, these people are crazy.
Yeah. But she should have known, like, when they were showing like and okay, this is another thing I liked about the movie was it was accurate in the point of it was showing the stupid stuff we were watching during that time that we thought was just so funny.
Yeah. And
the dumb things we thought were funny. Like the one thing, I don't think this is necessarily a spoiler because these videos are still being done to this day.
Right.
The stupid thing, but not we, but people were literally putting alcohol on themselves and lighting themselves on fire.
Yeah.
They were showing dumb it, and we were all like, ha, 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 "That's so hilarious!" And I'm like, I looked at the movie like, "Oh my god, that was so dumb. Why do we think this was funny?"
It was a different time.
It was definitely a different time.
But like the guy, the boyfriend. So in the car you have the girl Jessica, who she had literally met the day before, Zola. You have a random black dude who we don't really get introduced to, but he's driving the car. And then Jessica's boyfriend, who's a big goofy.
Again, these all these people end up becoming persona non grata after she realizes what she's done. Too late.
Yeah, like the damage is done at this point. So she was like, whatever at first. They're having fun for a while, and then they're not having. Then she's like, you can see it in her eyes, like, why am I out here? But she was gonna get that bag.
Yeah.
So how deep in I don't want to go too deep into the storyline or what have you, but overall, let's get this out of the way. Overall vibes, feelings.
Like basically the reviews, like Rolling Stone and stuff like that, it has what is it, 87% on Rotten Tomatoes. I was like, the movie wasn't that good. It was all right. I mean, like I said, I already said this off mic. I said the inconsistencies for me.
Okay.
Like I'm overly critical when it comes to films, especially if I know they're based on quote unquote true events. So I was just like, well, where's this happen? Oh man, where's this? Because I remember the story vividly. Because if you follow Zola, I think her ad is Zola with an like Zola and an R Moon. She tells wild stories like this all the time. This is just the most popular of the viral stories that she's told.
Right.
So that's the only part that was like, okay, where did this happen? Okay, I remember this specific thing happened. Where's that? So yeah, but of course, creative license.
Yeah.
Dramatization. I understand how film and television works, but I was still like those small details. I was like, oh man, I was hoping we got to see that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can respect that because I can compare it to when I was reading scripts before seeing the movies. Like what was it? The Big Short was one of them. And then The Imitation Game or something like that. Like I read the scripts and then I went that year I was big into reading scripts. So I read the scripts and then I went to see the movies and there were like key elements to the movie or to the story in the script that I was expecting to see. And then I don't see them and it made me enjoy the movie less.
Yeah.
There's like a thing that like really stood out in the script that suddenly wasn't there in the movie. And so like, if you're expecting to see something and you don't see it, it's going to hurt your feelings about it. Same thing when you're like adapting a book into a movie. Like I'm sure that happens to people a lot as well.
Cause like you said, Jessica, you're using the real names, but Jessica is. I'm
sorry, Stephanie.
I'm gonna let you do that though. Jessica is Stephanie. Jared is Derek, and Z is now X.
Right.
So Bibbs is gonna give you guys the tweet names. I'm gonna make sure we run them back and okay, so you can follow along with us and be like, oh, okay, we know what they're talking about now.
The first 20, this is how I would describe the movie. The first 20 minutes, you just gotta ride through it.
Yeah.
I was like concerned through the first 20 minutes. I was like, I feel like they're doing too much.
Because they had like the little over dramatic, like
the music was weird.
Yeah.
They were doing the tweet sound effects from back in the day.
Too much.
Right.
Because I'm like, so basically all Zola is set like during the early stages, the dark ages, as I call them, of Twitter was just, she tweeted all day. She basically tweeted until they hit.
Right. Pretty much.
That's what made it look like she was doing. And a shout out to when they did bring up the Reddit, because I was like, no, they can't just tell this one-sided.
Oh yeah.
I was like, you got to bring up when basically Jared / Derek and Jessica / Stephanie came back on Reddit, and I believe Jared / Garrett did it on Twitter. they both came back with their rebuttals, and I was like, at least they got to show one.
Right.
And it was funny because that's pretty much what Stephanie did. She showed a picture of her kid and was like, "No, why would I go do all of this knowing I got my daughter to take care of?" And she was with my mom, and woo woo woo. Then all of a sudden, and Zola was the one doing all of this.
So let me say this then. So yes, it is based on a true story, as most people know.
Yeah.
It's mostly told from Zola's perspective. As you mentioned, there is the moment where they switch and let Jessica, who is changed to Stephanie in the movie, tell her side of the story. But there's a very clear slant to it. Like, you're not supposed to believe her side of the story.
Exactly. Yeah. I didn't want to spoil that part of how she actually told it in the movie.
That's worth spoiling.
Okay.
Before we get to the spoiler section, I'm going to ask you one question. So, did it feel to you like the first 20 minutes of the movie, they had one idea of what they wanted to do, and then after that,
it just went a 180?
It went to a completely different, like the director was like, I ain't got time to be keeping up with all this cinematic effects and the music and the tweet sounds and all that. Like, all of a sudden it just shifted into the whole adventure side of it.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. It went, like I said, they rushed that first 20 minutes.
Yeah, I was not feeling it in the first 20 minutes.
Like, it's like they want to make sure that they hit that 190.
Yeah,
I mean, not 190, but that 90-minute mark.
My least favorite aspect of that first 20 minutes is when they were texting each other, but we're looking at their faces and they're saying the words out loud that they're texting.
Yeah. Oh, they did that throughout most of the movie.
That was annoying.
Like, yeah, that was annoying. Like, they would literally text each other, say it out loud. Then, when like certain parts of the movie that were part of the tweets, she would say that, and I was like, okay,
right.
Us who know the tweets are following already. You don't have to say this. We're looking at it right now.
Right. Like, it feels like somebody came in and was like, you doing too much. Dial it back. Yeah. And the last thing I will say before we start getting into details, a lot of real details. The fact they did stick to different accounts, so that the story is based on a article from Rolling Stone. It's based on the tweets. It's based on the article from Rolling Stone where they followed up. Let me find this guy's name. What's his name? I had the guy's name. He's listed as like he has a writing credit. The guy that did the article,
David Kushner.
There we go, David Kushner. So David Kushner's article, it was like a week after the tweets dropped. He actually went and found all these characters and interviewed them. And when you see the movie, it's not all just Zola's tweets that directs things. Like, there are parts where Zola said one thing and Jessica, who is changed to Stephanie in the movie, says something, and then Jared, who's turned into Derek in the movie, says something, and the movie kind of chose a route that fit more cinematically.
Yeah, because if you just go from the 148 tweets, obviously everything's from Zola's perspective, but there was a point in which she wasn't around Jared/Derek.
Right. So, I feel like we didn't mention this. I feel like we talked about this before we started recording. I would be remiss to finish this conversation about this movie and not mention the full minute of full frontal male nudity.
Oh yeah, that made no sense.
That was,
and the reason, I know people probably like, what, if you're,
and I ain't talking about one dude.
Liberated, if you're liberated enough like this, what's wrong with that? Well, first of all, we knew how many times. Of course, she had like $8,000, and 500 times 16 is but we didn't have to see all 16.
We did not have to see all 16. So here's the thing. I will say this, and female director, right?
Yes.
And you can tell, obviously, all the stuff with the women was very tasteful.
Yeah.
Like the dancing, I don't think we saw any nipples.
No. Because remember, that was also a part of the
Right, like they used the pasties at the club when they went to Tampa.
That was a part of the story, so that was understandable.
All the dancing, like I said, was tasteful.
Yeah,
but
when they got to they
did not paint them in a great light.
Yeah, they wanted to make sure that you knew that the type of male that pays for those type of services.
They were very clear with their message.
Yeah, so I was like, okay. It was something that we said, like I said, I'm gonna keep saying that. It was something that we said before we started recording. If you don't know the story, don't go see it.
Yeah, if you don't at least know it's based on a true Twitter story.
Yeah, don't go see it if you have no idea what's going on. If you're just looking at this because, again, the ratchet voices and stuff like that were used, that's pretty much how all her stories sound.
Right.
So you're gonna be like, oh, I don't like this, or I don't do this, and you're gonna be like, oh, of course you're not gonna know what's going. If you don't know what's going on, of course you're gonna sit there and be like, okay, why did I just go see this, or what was up with that?
The story. So let's get to the spoilers because I'm tired of dancing around stuff. Let's do it.
I was happy to see Jason Mitchell in another film. Like I said, my only thing with him, but you said it off mic, and I'm gonna tell everybody what you said. He didn't want maybe they just didn't want to Tyler Perry him. They want to throw a bad Jamaican dread wig on him. But I wish they did. Not just for not for comedy's sake, but because I was looking like, where's the guy with the dreads? I was looking for it. Because again, I'm a person who knows the story from back then. So I was
that's one of those things where you knew too much.
Yeah, so I was like, where's the guy? Because the stupid thing was this. Remember when he was outside? I think he was either smoking or drinking with somebody. There was a guy with dreads right next to him.
That's what I was thinking. I thought that was who it was going to be.
Yeah, and all of a sudden it became that the guy was Jason Mitchell. So I was like, okay, Dreadhead is now him. Okay, now I'm confused.
Yeah.
Because there was literally a guy with dreads right next to him. So they could have used. But anyway, it was just good to see him in a movie.
Yeah, I was surprised to see him. Honestly, I hadn't paid that much attention to the cast list besides Taylor Page, who I love, and then
me too.
Coleman Domingo, who I got the chance to interview a few years ago.
And I was just about to bring that up because man, I wish you had got him on here with us.
He gave me his number. I could probably text him and see what's up. But he's kind of in demand right now, so I don't know.
I mean, I think the last thing I saw was on Taylor's IG story that they're like, they're on the movie junket. They're on the film junket right there.
He has another movie coming out that he just posted a link to on his Instagram as well.
Yeah.
With I can't think of her name. I'm not going to sit here and waste time on it. But yeah, he got another movie coming out soon, right after this one.
Because I think I forgot how long this was, but she was they're in Bulgaria or something like that, doing something. So yeah, they're on the film junket. So if he answered the phone, I'd be like, yo, we call him must have had a perfect time because he must be 10 minutes away from going somewhere. But of course, but that would have been dope. But anyway, so for those who, because I know a lot of people gonna be like, well, who's Taylor Page? Taylor Page is probably most known for the VH1 drama, which I don't even see how it was a drama. It was kind of weird, lame to me. Hit the Floor, which was about a fictional basketball team and the dancers on said fictional team. So yeah, for those who wonder, where have I seen her before? That's where you've seen her before. But she's also been in Ma Rainey's
Black Bottom.
Bottom on Netflix. She was in that.
She was in Boogie with Pop Smoke.
Yeah, so basically, for everybody wondering where have I seen her before, she was also in White Boy Rick.
Right.
What's coincidental, which is funny. Another movie based in Detroit. I
think the first movie I saw her in was Gina the Joneses, which it actually is just now got added to Amazon Prime, I think.
So y'all can check that out. Like I said,
I enjoyed that movie. It's a really good movie.
So y'all can check out this young lady's resume. This ain't her first rodeo.
Yeah,
I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, Gloria Rubin's in that movie. Sherry Shepherd. Mamadou Atai. who's gotten some pretty big roles lately. He was in the Get Down Grandmaster. He was in that Black Box movie that came out last year. So that check out Gina the Joneses. That's my plug. I've been waiting on that movie to be available on streaming or something.
So yeah, like I said, the late this young lady's whole resume is pretty much able for you to stream. So definitely check her out. But yeah, she did a phenomenal job. She caught all the attitudes of Zola that you pretty much get from all of her Twitter adventures that she tweets about. I can give you like the example of the one that I think this is her most recent one, where I guess she was dating some drug dealer guy and he wanted her to drive her somewhere. So they ended up in Canada. And she left him there.
Right.
So basically, I'm gonna get on that too when it comes to Zola's I forgot her real name. Starts with Isaiah, I believe it is.
Is it pronounced Isaiah? Because I was definitely
I think it's Isaiah King, Asia King. One of those two. I think it's Asia King.
Okay.
All of her stories pretty much are the same. Where basically you get hemmed up, she leaves you there.
I was about to say she will put herself in a risky situation, but she will get herself out of that situation.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, I'm going home after this." So, but yeah, that's pretty much how all her stories end. Oh, Asia's going home. That's all she knows.
And that's another thing I will say I liked about this movie, because if you don't know it's true, first of all, you're as one of us, you're gonna question her moves. But she took care of herself. When she realized she was not in a good situation.
Oh, she made sure she got home the whole time.
Yeah, like she had her way away, like out. She knew what she was going to do what she had to do to get home.
Yeah.
Now we're in the spoiler section. This movie was I didn't think about it for some reason going in, but sex trafficking is real, and this story is how it happens to some girls.
And how horrible it is. But the thing about that was he was pretty much lowballing her.
Right. And he in the movie, he doesn't even like realize how he's lowballing her.
Somehow. You have her doing this to herself.
Right.
For $100.
For the love.
A pop. And then she has to do this all night and give you the money.
Right.
Which is accurate to the tweets that he pretty much. The only thing is that he went it was a little more dramatized of, don't I put clothes on your back? Don't I do this?
Well, he did help her. Didn't he help her in real life? He helped her
pay her rent.
Going through a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he helped her pay her rent.
She had lost custody of her child and everything.
Yeah, and he got her back.
And he helped her with court fees and all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, he
wanted his money back.
Yeah, so he was like, I need that money back. So they gave her the whole. The only funny part about it was that she definitely, she made sure that she made it home was, I think it was 8,000. He took 500 of that, threw it to Zola.
Did you count it was 500?
Yeah, he counted it out and threw it to her. And but the funny thing is that was not in the tweets was he gave her more money in the middle of that movie.
Right.
Because remember, she mentions the part where he gives her the gun that she has throughout the whole, that people I think forget unless you're just really paying attention, because they go out on the patio.
Right.
And he puts money in the bag.
Exactly.
Then he gives her the gun and he's like, he pointed to her, I guess Stephanie, and he's like, you watch her. You make sure, that she's okay, that she makes it out of there or whatever, what have you.
Yeah.
So yeah, he gives her more money. I was like, Zola, you didn't tell us that in the tweets. How much was that? It was a bankroll. So I was like, how much was that bankroll?
At that point, he's trusted. She's legitimately his partner. He's like, you know what? Maybe you are better than a bottom. Maybe you can be a middle manager.
Exactly. He said we're gonna bump you up. Yeah, he bumped up, gave it a company car. Pretty much in that type of business. Yeah. So another thing that was confusing, but I was like, I thought that story was one and the same, was when Stephanie was with the 4 guys.
5.
Well, yeah, it was 4.
I was kidding.
It was 4 in the tweet. Hey, so yeah, I was like, I thought that story and the 2 guys were one and the same.
So
where she got snatched into the room.
So that's where they did change some things to make it work more cinematically.
Yeah, those stories ended up being 2 separate stories.
Right. And then making Jason Mitchell's character be the one at the end was also not true to the tweets or the story that was told. Yes, there was a situation where he hung out with a dude and the Nigerian guy got paranoid and fled that hotel, but the person that kidnapped her later was not that same person in real life.
I'm gonna show you. Yeah, I'm gonna show you like where it gets murky, where I kind of got confused. Okay. When she got snatched, Zola in the tweets ran and looked for Jared.
So hold up. In the tweets, didn't she say that Jared had walked up there with old girl? Oh no, the black Zola got snatched, is what you're saying.
Yes, Stephanie got snatched, and then Zola ran off.
In the movie, that's what happened.
But no, she was still right there. Like, what just happened? And then it shows this scene where Derek leaves. Like, he pretty much leaves the parking lot and he's like across the street. He runs across the street or something like that. I don't know what's going on.
She called.
So then she ends up calling X, which is Z in the tweets.
Right.
And I was like, that's not what the tweet said. That's why it got confusing because she ran out yelling for Derek.
That's one of the parts where each one of them told a different story.
Yes.
Like each one of them, I think, and one of them said Zola wasn't there when that happened. I think Jared did, who becomes Derek in the movie. Jared says that he was the one that walked Jessica up.
Yeah.
And the dude snatched and he had to like run out. And
find
Zola,
help. Yeah.
I think Zola put herself there and he was like, she wasn't even there. And then I think Jessica told an even different story. I think Jessica said that Zola was the one that got snatched.
Yeah. That's what she said.
So it's like, oh, y'all are all over the place. So the movie just kind of had to pick a route. So it feels like they went with the middle. Like Zola was there, but Zola didn't get snatched. Like
Zola had to stand there and think about what she was about to do.
And that
she was calling a number, but the number was disconnected.
Right.
Because remember, she was calling all of a sudden, doo-doo-doo.
Right.
And she called it again. She just like repeatedly did that. Then all of a sudden it cuts to Derek running in a panic.
Because he was
across the street.
He was the one that was driving them that night, right?
Yes. He was the one.
X or Z was elsewhere.
He was with his they never specifically call her that. Well, I think they did, but I don't remember. The big chick woman. Well, yeah, the thick chick was
the Russian,
his fiance.
Right. He was calling her baby, I think.
Yeah, that's all you got. But
that's her name in the movie.
Yeah, but in actuality, that was his actual like girlfriend / fiance. That was his woman. So all of a sudden,
played by Sophie Hall, by the way. Who Coleman Domingo posted like she needs to be getting more roles earlier today.
Facts. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. I go to every movie. But yeah, how they did it was, again, spoiler alert. There is a part in the tweets where somebody shot somebody.
Yeah.
And this is the thing that I like that they
did.
This is the thing that I liked about that part, though. You heard the gun go off.
Right.
And then they show that it was X. But then in the tweets, Zola low-key admitted that she accidentally shot him. That's the part that made it funny.
Right.
I was like, so I was waiting for like Zola to be like, oh crap. Because he pulled the gun out of her purse.
Right.
If you remember.
Yeah, like he used her like he was about to sell her.
Yeah.
And then like while
all of a sudden
while Buddy was distracted.
hey, and this is what makes it this is what makes that part even better. How Jessica / Stephanie said Zola did a little something.
Right.
That played to that.
Right.
And I liked that.
Because she accepted it. She didn't resist in that moment.
Yeah, she didn't kick or scream or that, but it was like a whole bunch of guns. I'm like, yeah, you're trying to make it home.
But this just goes to show like her survival. Like she was going to do what she had to do to get out of there.
Exactly.
So she was quiet.
That part I did like. She was like, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, he pulled the gun out of her purse. Boom, got dude. Now the thing, yeah. But I was like, in the story, she said she accidentally pulled it out.
Right.
Bam. But in the movie, but I think it was better that X/Z did it.
We saw him, and we kind of skipped over this part, but on the whole ride down to Tampa, he's laughing and giggling and all that. But when they come out of the club and Zola didn't get no money, she was ready to go, and all of a sudden he comes out with this thick African accent. And it was like, whoa, like who is this dude?
That's true.
Because he's laughing and giggling. He's the life of the party. He's got the money. Like you thinking, oh, this is the promoter. He's a cool guy. But when the accent came out,
you found out he was a crazy African pimp.
Right. Like, that explains things a little bit better.
The duality of all of this.
Right. And he cusses her out with the accent.
And then he goes right back. Then he goes right back to his fiance. He's like, "Oh, girl, I missed you. Oh, right. I'm glad we're going home after this, right?" And I was like, "What?"
Then he's fun again.
Yeah, yeah. The 180s. He
was back and forth.
I have to give brother his props for that because the 180.
The
180. He was spinning around the block like 100 times.
I was not ready. Yeah. And it's funny because that was also in her tweets. Like on the way down, he was this fun guy, but when that switch flipped, yeah, she realized
he became like an African Nino Brown. It was crazy. But he wasn't selling dope.
It was a little different, but
yeah, that was the part that I did like. That's because, like I said, she made it seem like it was like accidental, bam, and then everybody just ran. No, he said, boom, I got him.
Right, like he got the gun on. The dude said, "You ain't gonna do nothing with it," and then he shot him.
Yeah, and then
and then the
please
homie
please hit your boy up and say that my favorite part of this movie was when he took all the guns and ran off laughing.
Did you see? Hold on. Because he was having so much fun.
Yes, he took the shotgun. He still had the other gun in his head.
Right.
And he just said,
Did you see when they were running past the pool? And I don't think anybody in my theater noticed it. There weren't a lot of people, but nobody in my theater noticed it. But when they're going past the pool, there's a little person on one of the chairs. And he like, did you hear what he said? Because I missed what he said.
I don't remember.
It just came out of left field. He was like, "Y'all have a good night" or something like that.
Yes, it kind of. Yeah,
I was like, "What the hell?"
Like literally, he was laying there.
Right,
he sat up, said something, and he just stood there as they all ran past him.
Right,
and I was like, "Wait, what?"
Like you don't notice him until he talks.
Yeah,
because it's just a row of chairs. You're not really paying attention.
You just see a little dude just laying in the chair.
Like after he spoke, I was like, "Oh,"
snap, and he was wearing a tuxedo.
Like yeah, he's out there in a full suit.
I'm like, why is he there? Again, it was a lot, but A24 movies, it's pretty much a staple of something crazy is gonna happen.
Right.
There hasn't been not one A24 production where it's like not been outlandish.
Yeah.
So that's just their staple especially if you're like an indie film.
They know what they do well.
Yeah, and that's pretty much one of them. Because thank you for bringing that up. Because I was gonna bring up that spoiler of when they ran by.
Yeah,
and little dude just sat up.
But
for people wondering about A24 films, I'll bring them up real quick. The Last Black Man in San Francisco, which is one of my favorite ones.
Legendary.
Uncut Gems.
Another good one.
Which brought us another type of young lady like that, Julia Fox. Shout out to her.
Where they find these? No, I was kidding.
That's what we need to know. Mid-90s. But Native Son, which was on HBO. Yeah. So they. For people wondering, are all their movies really like this? Yes.
What was the movie with Sterling Brown? With my boy Kelvin Harrison Jr. recently.
I'm trying to remember what it was.
Waves. Yes.
Waves in 2019.
Calvin Harrison Jr., Lucas Hedges, who's in like a third of their movies, Taylor Russell, who's in a lot of their movies, I think as well. She's becoming one of their babies. But yeah, that's another good one, and is another one that goes crazy halfway through.
Also, A24 Moonlight, which is probably like their biggest production.
They're willing to take risks in telling stories.
Yeah. Also, A24. The one time I heard of A24, and I was like, "Oh man, this is gonna be a crazy film house right here." They had Spring Breakers. That was one of their first like really big that I remembered movies with Spring Breakers with Selena Gomez and I believe Vanessa Hudgens.
What I'll say is they're willing to take on movies that other studios would not be willing to take on.
Yeah. And this was definitely one of them. This added to the list of wild accounts that they're willing to make into a film production. But yeah, like that part right there, and then we're gonna move on from that. Yeah, that part that was hilarious because I was like, did Zola? I had to look back at the tweets like, did Zola ever say it was a little person just laying on a beach chair saying "Have a good night"?
That was definitely some embellishment because
while some random African dude ran by him with a shotgun and a pistol,
with a fistful of guns.
Was that was in the movie? That was in the tweets.
Yeah, let me add this other inconsistency. I think in the tweets, Z or X offered to buy old girl back for $20,000, but in the movie they said $50,000.
50. I told you they changed the money amounts crazy. Like, what was it? In the tweets, it was $100. Yeah, I believe in the movie it was $100.
Right.
And in the tweets it was $150 of what her quote unquote worth was. Yeah. So it was and it was funny because again, another inconsistency. It had some weird Sons of Anarchy reject.
Oh, as the first guy,
as the first guy, and remember in the tweet, there was some fat guy.
Yeah, it was a fat dude, and she was more. I think she like checked him out more. Like she actually played the role of security with him, where in this case she was just like, man, he's here.
Yeah, he here and get him like
get away from
him. He said something to her and then he said, get out my face, blah, 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 blah. And I sat there like, wait. Wait. I said, first of all, who is this? And second of all, yes, that what you said and what you did was consistent, but you definitely did not. This definitely not the guy. So I said, okay, where does the fat guy come in?
I mean, there was plenty of guys. I stopped looking at a certain point.
I told you. I put my hand up and I was like, okay, this is too much.
They definitely did a full montage first of showing every single man dropping the draws, and then
it went from 1 to 2 to 3.
Like some clips of what they were doing to her without you seeing her or like any like contact. There's nothing crazy like that.
Like I said, it's nothing like it's totally NC-17.
It's just having to see these dudes, members, if you will, was a bit much, and it was done for effect. It was definitely done for effect.
It was done for effect because again, like I said, it was to show the type of people that normally partake.
But other than that, I don't think there's really much else to warn about. I do have to wrap this up. So overall, what are you rating this movie?
Like I said, it was more or less that they strung out some parts because in the tweets, it was like nothing but bam, bam, bam. Like it was nothing but craziness the whole time. I mean, of course, they couldn't give us just that. So that's what I was expecting, more of an action-packed, wild adventure. It was a little tame. And that's what was disappointing about it for me. It was like, man, what about all this? And of course, like I said, it's just like when you compare a book to a movie.
Right.
I was more like, okay, where's this?
You're able to put more in writing than you can do in a movie and make it feel right or seem right.
Like another thing was love Taylor Page. Love Taylor Page.
Okay.
Love Taylor Page.
Yeah.
But if you compare the body types of Asia King / Zola to, because this is what they did, and I know you noticed this too. There's a lot of padding on Taylor.
I mean, I was gonna say I didn't think she was built like that.
Is a lot of padding on Taylor. And but when she finally had to wear the pasties and do all that, it was like, yeah, they're not the same. I wasn't expecting prosthetics to be added or anything like that, but I was just like, yeah, you shouldn't have showed her without the padded bra or the padded shirt. Yeah, shouldn't have shown. You should have kept the illusion of
they didn't.
She was built just like.
I didn't feel like
Zola.
they had to do that. I didn't feel like they had to do that. That wasn't necessary. Like that scene where she's dancing in a club, we didn't need that.
Yeah, because now that part was true. That it was dead. There was nobody. It wasn't that exciting.
Out, and then that would have been that. And we would have had that illusion taken from us.
But when I saw how Taylor, because I think she still has an IG where she practiced.
Right.
She practiced that. So of course.
Yeah. So they wanted her, to let her practice pay off.
Yeah, and because she did it in her apartment too.
Right. She had the whole scene in the apartment where the boyfriend's not paying her any attention, which was weird.
He was playing Xbox. Playing it.
All right, give me 1 second.
You said that was weird. It was not weird because you gotta break it down like this. He notices what she does. He's been with her for a while because pretty much, I don't know. I always laugh when I look at like Zola's tweets and stuff like that. Cause she ain't there without somebody. Like right now, I believe she has like 2 kids with the same guy and stuff like that. So I
understand.
Yeah, so they know who she is.
Right.
And I'll get into it off mic, unless I can share like how she still kind of uses her womanly wares to make profit. If I can share that on here.
Sure. I mean,
oh yeah, she has an OnlyFans too, for everybody wondering.
I mean, you can't be the boyfriend of a stripper and be against other men seeing your woman. Now, I think OnlyFans is tricky because you're more like, if she's stripping, you don't have to be there. You don't have to see who she interacts with, nothing like that. With the OnlyFans, there's a little bit more potential for that.
Yeah. So, for those wondering, yes, Zola has an OnlyFans. She still posts. I think one of the press photos she used was her breastfeeding her child. So basically, she's one of those young ladies that says, "Hey, it's just you've seen this all before. You know what this is. You know what a female body looks like.
It is what it is,
and she's just liberated in that way,
right?
Even though, like, I just laugh about something that my boy said when we went to go see it was, man, I really didn't like how she was in the I really didn't like her character. And I laughed because I said, pretty much like we said before we started recording, all of her stories are exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, she hangs around the low lives.
She's not really she's not a character you necessarily root for. You don't want
anything
bad to happen to her.
Yeah, but shout out to the ladies that will be like, I would hang out with her. And I was like, I wouldn't.
And I would not hate you.
Because she would make sure she got home. You'd be rotting in a jail cell somewhere.
You would be
shot in the leg or something.
Like you would be in a cargo ship. She would be
tied up with a bomb next to you. She's like off the thing on a speedboat.
She's chilling.
I hope they make it home.
Right. Yeah, she definitely was on the lookout for her. And I like it. I like that you brought that up right now. In the movie, she says that she wanted to look out for Jessica, but
she never did.
Right.
She never did.
I'm trying to recall where that happened.
Thank you.
I'm trying to recall where that happens.
Because she kept like
she didn't tell her to stop pimping.
She was pimping her out.
Make more money. Right.
Yeah, she was cool. Like, you're better than this. But
right, like not stop, charge more.
You're bringing them in.
And then you have to ask, how did she know that she could get more. It made it clear that either she's done this or she at least has been in this scenario.
Thank you. Or she just knows her worth as a woman.
She knew too much.
You do realize
what regular ass woman is sitting around saying
that your stuff is worth thousands.
Yeah, how much can I sell this
and
for?
She wrote that in the tweet, and that's why when she said in the movie, I said,
yeah, she been out there. She definitely ain't no way she ain't dabbled.
You know people who do this, or you yourself have done this to the point where you know how much you can charge.
She ain't that
people
far
will actually show up to the park. Yeah,
she's adjacent at bare minimum.
Yeah, so
she knows the game.
But yeah, overall, they took creative liberties.
Right.
Yeah, that I will say. But like I said, right. But at the end of it, yeah, it was what it was.
Yeah.
But like I said, I just wanted more. But it is always a thing of me ever since I've heard this story. I've said it for years of Zola ain't telling us something. And that's all I took from that movie was
exactly.
Zola, you had to have been doing something.
Something ain't adding up.
Because how she shows, like, okay, tell me this makes sense. She's not talking to her man during any of this,
right.
Her boyfriend at the time. Because I don't know if like her child's father, because I mean, she, like I said, she has two kids with the same guy. I don't know if that's the same guy.
I'm pretty sure. Well, actually, you know what? That story was from a long time ago. They were still together after this incident for a while.
Yeah, so I don't, because I know, like, yeah, like I said, it was on Twitter where she was like, "Oh, I'm looking for somebody." Like I said, it's a lot. If you follow her, you know what I'm talking about.
So
but
you are too close to the story, is what I'm hearing.
Oh man, you know if it's like Black Twitter, I'm all over it.
Yeah. So based on
like, I'm definitely a Black Twitter. Matter of fact, like I said, a connoisseur / contributor because a few of my Black Twitter tweets have made it to Complex and things like that. Not to brag, I'm just saying. Just facts. These are just facts. So yeah. So yeah, like I said, I don't know if that's the same guy, but yeah. All of her stories are pretty, like she's sitting up there not talking to him to where he has to say, "I miss you." You're not saying anything to this guy. Why? And then it makes it basically like you said, the old Twitter sound effects were going off. And I'm like, I know you're not tweeting through this because you didn't tell the story until after this happened, a while after this happened.
Right. What was I gonna say? So yeah, I agree with you. If you're very, very close to the story and like you're a person that read the books, basically, it's not going to deliver for you on everything that was in the original story.
But it does make you ask that question again. Zola, baby, you had to have done something.
Right. Like there's no way. There's no way.
You sat through all of that?
Like her telling of the story is legitimate. It can't be. There's missing stuff. She definitely painted herself in a better light.
Yeah, she made it so. Yeah, she didn't. Yeah, I mean, look, people have been made famous for doing far worse. Let's just put it like that. No, so if you did do something,
no animosity.
You could be real with us. You keep it a thou wow. But yes, her saying that pretty much this young woman did this to herself, and all you did was sit there, count the money, and let them in and out the door. I've always found that part of the story low-key unbelievable because, again, the ad, which they showed,
right,
and the fact that that's what the ad said.
2 girls.
You got both of them.
Right.
If you wanted them. And then you charge, and then look, you said $500 just for Stephanie, Jessica, whatever. Right? But you said it's worth thousands.
Right.
And you made a few thousand. Something. And in the words, I love to use this quote from the artist, rapper / wing connoisseur, Ricky Rose. Somebody lied.
Here's the only other thing I'm gonna say about that. Here's the only other thing I'll say about that. I think Jessica / Stephanie in the movie. Jessica in real life said that Zola definitely participated. In the movie, I kept waiting for the point where, because the couple guys came in and said, I asked for a white girl, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Are we supposed to accept that every single one of them asked for a white girl?
It's Florida.
That doesn't make sense.
It's Florida.
All. Like I was kept waiting for the guy to come in and say, I'm coming here for both, or I'm coming here for the black girl. It never occurred. That didn't happen. She definitely had a couple of them, probably.
Exactly.
At a bare minimum, she had to fight them off.
Yeah, I was like, but again, in the words of Ricky Rose, somebody lied. Somebody lied.
And again,
but we'll
like
never know. We'll never know.
Like you said, even if she did participate, it's whatever. Like, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, like you're not living that life now. Obviously, you pretty much got like famous, infamous, however you want to describe it, off of this tale.
She got a couple coins for the movie.
Yeah, so
she got a writer credit.
Yeah, she did. One, she definitely got that, and two, she's going to all the premieres and things like that, and I'm sure
she's out there with the cast, all that good stuff.
Yeah, so, but no, that story has always been the thing of, you didn't do nothing. Come on, man.
The whole time, right? Like,
all you did was dance. You just a stripper, hey. But like that's another reason I'm like, I think that the guy that was portrayed in the movie is still like her man now.
Right. Right. You don't want to hear that.
You don't want to hear that. Yeah, my girl. Yeah, the mother of my children was.
So then
doing something strange for a little piece of change at one point in her life.
I think the part that really pushed that home for me was like, after you have this night where you've been held, quote unquote, against your will and forced to watch this other person take 17 of them things.
back to back.
The next day you just chilling at the pool.
Yes.
Because you're in Florida per the tweets.
And you looking like, don't touch me, don't bother me.
Right.
I roll.
You chilling. Ain't no way. Like, if this
and you kicking it with her.
Yeah, if this is a traumatic experience.
You are still kicking it with. I'm like, because you're hearing it. And then like the one part how she would always, outside of the montage, you may have noticed this. After she said this a few times, they had sex.
Right.
And it was
right.
So they didn't. So basically, after that montage of the clients,
okay,
with Jessica / Stephanie,
right?
Yeah, they no longer showed any more sex being had.
Right.
She would just basically cut in and say they had sex. It was nasty.
That, and then like even in the part.
Why are you in the room? Yes, that's what I said. She said this multiple times in the movie.
And I was gonna say, in the tweets, did she say anything? I think she said she didn't want to go to the lobby, so she just stayed in the room or something like that.
Yes, and I'm like, why are you there while people are boning?
Like in the same room, like go in the bathroom or something.
Yeah, like you could have said, "Hey, you don't smoke, but hey, I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette." Like you gotta lie.
The balcony, drink a soda outside the door, something.
But you stayed there for all of this.
And it wasn't like I'm going to make sure she's safe situation. You just didn't want to go anywhere else. You were cool.
Yeah, you just like, hey, I'm not in the mood. There's no reason for me to not go in. There's no reason for me to not leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can go on this all day because there's a lot of parts of the thing where it's like, young lady, you had to do something.
Questionable at minimum.
But yeah, like I said, all around for people who are fan of the tweets or just fan of the young lady in general. Yeah, I mean, it is, the movie is the movie. Like I said, it was just a few plot holes from that were like regarding the tweets and the articles and the Reddit that were like,
yeah, they mashed it up into what a straight story, you could tell.
Yeah,
that fit cinematically. Like it had a nice twist. It had a conclusion. It had a sort of a conclusion, I guess.
The funny thing about the ending was this. It didn't go through all 148 tweets for that. That's another big spoiler.
Yeah.
Because when he jumped off the balcony, there's a good 8 to a dozen tweets left.
Yeah. It ends abruptly after that.
Yeah, and like, yeah, she went home, but a few more things happened before they went home.
Right. Like it was way
Because
too
she was like, they jumped. Yeah, because she was like, yeah, he jumped and woo wop. But again, you go through the thread, a lot more happened. I mean, but it wasn't nothing to. I guess the reason that they did that was because it wasn't enough for them to say, "Oh yeah," and after he jumped, we did this, this, and this.
Right. It wasn't necessary.
It just was.
The story we got was told, and I think at taking out the extra stuff about Z/X was also kept it from, because if those things with him occur, it gets to be a little bit too much, I think.
Yeah.
For a movie. Like,
because just for reference, I'm just going to give this to everybody.
I was gonna reference the article.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get these last few tweets. So
and
yes.
I will say, oh, go ahead. And I'm going to conclude with what happened to old buddy after the fact.
So Z came up, helped him See, this is the part they didn't show. They just showed him back in the car bleeding.
Right.
Supposedly X slapped him and was like, "What is wrong with you?" And put him back in the car.
Right.
And then all of a sudden there was a small dialogue between Asia/Zola and Jessica/Stephanie, where she was like, I didn't mean to do this. I didn't set you up to be a provider. A provider.
Anatomical sales associate.
Yeah, for the weekend. That's not what I set you up for.
Yeah.
And she's like, you sure?
Right. And it's been
clear not what this looks like.
This is not the first time that she's done this. And she does it again in real life. She does it again after the situation with Zola. There's the story that came out, it was two girls who she had met before, or said that they were interested in like hanging out with her. She saw that they broke down on their way back from a trip to Vegas, I believe. Like they were stranded. They had nowhere to go. She sees them posting about it on Facebook. She calls old buddy X, and they go pick the girls up, and the same thing kind of happens. They take them to a hotel. They're hooking them up with Johns on the back page. One of the girls escapes, and remember in the movie they had the burner phones, basically the trap phones as they called them in the movie. So the number that the Johns were supposed to be calling was the trap phone. Or I'm sorry, the anatomical sales customers. They were supposed to be calling the trap phone, but a call came directly to X, and he was like, "Hold up, this ain't right." And he tried to leave, but the cops were there waiting on him. And is he still in jail?
Who?
I think he's still X in real life. Pretty sure he's in jail. Sex trafficking type stuff and other.
Because basically he kept living his underworld lifestyle. Look, they were just pawns in his game.
Somehow Jessica got away without going down with that.
Yeah, like I said, the last few tweets. Like I said, the last 4 tweets were pretty much a recap of everything and everybody. And Jessica pretty much, like I said, had another kid, lived her life. I don't know what's going on now. But then like Jared pretty much left her alone. Thank God, because
the video of. So this is another part that was out of the movie. I was going to avoid saying it, but we're at the end now. If you're still listening, then you care about the details. After the night where Jessica was making that money with the Johns, after she's had 17 dudes come in and out of that room, X is so excited about this money that he decided he needed a little piece too. And Zola recorded it.
Yeah.
And when they leave, when X decides to get a plane for Zola and the boyfriend, Jared in real life, Derek in the movie, she shows him the video on the plane to tell him, please stop messing with this girl. She does not care about you. And he is not just her pimp. He is doing this with her as well. And Jessica herself admitted that happened.
Yeah. After she tried to cap that. Right. Yeah, like I said, she was just trying to bring.
She said he only been with him twice, but Yeah, in the movie, what she says that she didn't want to be alone, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It felt like there was a lot more going on with her, and the fact that
Like
she
I
kept
said,
setting other girls up.
I'm of the like, come on. Yeah, that was another part too. But yeah, like I said, Jared pretty much like moved on. But like I said, the last 4 tweets were pretty much that. Yeah, Jared hit up Zola again. Please help me. She's like, you got the wrong number.
I missed that one.
Yeah, the last few tweets, like before she gave a recap of what happened to everybody afterwards. Yeah, the Vegas thing, and yeah, she was like, yeah, it was on the news. Yes, he's a huge trafficker. Yeah, and so he went down for a while. But yeah, the overall story is, if you didn't know the tweets and you didn't follow that story back in 2015, you may want to steer clear of it unless you deep dive. You're gonna have to deep dive. For me, it was just pretty much a refresher of, man, that was a crazy, because for people who weren't on social media like that back then, this is when I really kind of got into social media. Like, I want to say I had barely had my Twitter for about a year, about 2 or 3 years. But yeah, like I said, if you're a fan of Black Twitter, crazy Twitter stories and threads, this is what got you started.
Yeah, this was and I will say, for what it was, they did a solid job. It's a decent movie. You have to know you have to have some background on it to appreciate it. But if you know too much, you could also maybe be disappointed that certain things aren't in there. You have to kind of fall into that middle ground, really.
That middle of, this is just a good reminder of the origins of, like I said, Black Twitter threads,
right,
and things like that.
It's definitely a movie where they have to tell you that it's a true story, or you're just gonna think it's ridiculous.
Yeah, so man, but yeah, thanks for having me. It was fun talking about this story, because I'm glad another person realizes that, Zola, my love, you really didn't do anything. You didn't do nothing.
Yeah,
you didn't give him a hug or nothing. She's in the back.
And it's funny because I don't think that they go out of their way, like we said, to make her seem innocent. Like, they make it clear that she was not as bothered as a normal person would be in that situation, even in the movie.
I mean, because male, female, whatever. And then we can end it right on this note. If it were you,
right,
I think a quarter way through this, I would have been looking for an escape route.
Right.
Grab my thing. Once they went back to the motel and picked up their things,
right,
I would have kept my things with me, or seen what I can leave behind. And I would have probably, this is 2015, so there was no Uber, but they're in Florida where you could have called a taxi or something. And they kept going to hotels. So again, you could have got a shuttle to an airport or a taxi. I would have been gone.
Yeah, she had multiple chances to escape. And again, after they go to the second hotel.
Wait. Because this is, I forgot about this part too, but still, you could have still escaped.
X left at one point.
X/Z said, I know where you live. Oh, I just want to went back home. I would have told, I would have went to, like, if her parents' home or
record
friends, and I would have just been like, yo, we got to lay low for a while. I'm not going to tell you what happened, but please, we got to stay here. No. We're not going to go back to our house. We can't go back to where we were.
That's how they sell it. But she's not. But she seems to forget about that pretty quickly.
Yeah, that I know where you live and blah blah blah.
Like, that was all threatening, but at the same time, then they become partners. Like 10 minutes later.
So you could have left. Yeah, we can go through the conspiracy theory all day, but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up.
Yeah, she wasn't scared of him at some point.
Yeah, so I was like, you could have left.
Yeah, so that's another part of it. But again, movie overall. I initially, first 20 minutes, if you can survive those, it does become entertaining after that.
Because it's literally like, they try to sell you that's a regular road trip /
right.
These girls are just dancing.
A ratchet road trip.
Yes.
Here are these two ratchet women having a ratchet time, and then it becomes more.
Yeah.
Shout out to Coleman Domingo. Yeah, I feel like he kind of was a big part of the movie becoming more than just ratchetness.
Yeah, because his character was all over the place, but in a fun way.
Right.
In a fun way.
Now, real life,
yeah.
not fun, but
yeah,
in the movie, fun.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go and give my rundown real quick. Shad Miller 13 on Twitter, Shad versus Smiles on Twitter, the Uncle Urban on Twitter. I'm starting to cover WNBA, so yeah, I'll have like a little bit of stuff on Twitter from the games I attend.
Okay.
And I always keep up with the news, like I'll retweet or share press release, whatever. Again, Instagram, same thing. Shad versus Smiles, Shad Miller, no 13, and the Uncle Urban. Facebook, you can go like it's still the Uncle Urban podcast. Crazy enough on there, but it's just Shad versus Smiles content on there. The Uncle Urban on there. I want to say that's it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And of course, like I said, I'm like I said, I'm trying to get on Bill's level where I can say you can Google me. What you mean? Try to get on that level. You can try to Google me. You can try to Google me. You can try. Tell me what you find. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up on Shad Miller 13. Tell me if you find something on Google about me.
Shad, thank you again for coming
on. No problem.
Definitely gonna have you on again, of course.
Oh yeah. If it's another crazy movie like this, for sure.
Like I told my friends yesterday, if you got a movie coming up that you want to talk about, hit me up. I will make a time if it's a movie I can see. Yeah, no, definitely enjoy having you. Glad I was able to get back on this podcast. But again, everybody, thank you for listening. Zola, the movie. I'm probably gonna I haven't given it a star rating yet. I'm gonna wait till I get to really sit with it a little bit longer.
If I can give one,
go ahead.
Like I said, I think the last time I think I was overly critical of Coming to America. I think I was overly critical.
Do we do 2.5 for that, or
I think I gave it like a 2.5.
Okay,
I'll give this like a 3 out of 5.
Yeah, that's where I'm leaning. I'm leaning between 3.5, and only because the 3.5 is a good rating according to Rotten Tomatoes. Like they consider that a fresh rating.
They gave it. Yeah, I told you they gave it 87%. 87%.
I'm gonna say the critics and the regular people love it, which I was actually surprised by. If I'm being honest.
Me too. Me too. I told you that Rolling Stone review, but then I'm like, Rolling Stone, you're invested in this, so that's not fair.
Right.
That's another story for another time.
It's still 87% with critics. It's still 70% with audience, which is down. It was at like 90 initially, so I think more people that didn't know the story ahead of time have seen it.
Yeah.
So
that's what's going on. Yeah. I told you, I went with people who didn't know the story and they weren't big fans of it. But me, I was more like disappointed in the fact, I'm like, man, a lot of the real craziness that made you even enjoy the story in the beginning was gone.
Yeah, and if you look at the reviews, you can see people are saying one, either it didn't have enough of what was in the tweets in it, or this is just really weird and like trying too hard to be hip and blah 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 blah. Like they don't know that this is legit. Like this came from the tweets.
Yeah.
So yeah, like we said, you got to be in that middle ground. You have to know why it exists, but not like expect everything that was in the tweets.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably the main consensus that I'm seeing.
That's what the only reason I was like, yeah, I'll give it like a 3. Because again, it was a good trip down memory lane before everybody in their mama was offended on everything they see on social media.
Which people are going to be offended by this movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we're talking about, like I said, you got the full frontal nudity, which is weird. Then you got the sex trafficking. Then you got basically women calling each other out their name.
Yeah.
You got a pimp. It's a lot of things where you're just like, oh my God. I was like, yeah, there is a part of the world that is not like uptight.
Yeah, and that's what I said. Like I was in my written review, and I'll close on this now. I feel like I've dragged this out. In my written review, I said, normal people don't realize that this stuff happens, and it's happening right around you.
Yeah,
like this is 100%. Real life. 100. Yeah, this is real life, and you can go about your day eating your drinking your Starbucks and eating your donuts, and never know that stuff like this is going on. So it's very eye opening, I would say.
Yeah,
if you allow
those people, those people are like, oh my god, right. Yeah,
pearls will be clutched if you walk into this movie not knowing what to expect. So, but again, thank you, Shad. I'm gonna let you go. So you might have noticed that kind of cut off pretty abruptly. We were both watching the Lithuania-Slovenia game in the background. And like right after I said, I'm going to let you go, I said, it looks like Luka is about to close these boys out. He had already secured the 30-point triple-double at that point. So thank you for listening to the podcast. Again, I'm going to try to keep pumping out the content at least I'm not going to say once a week, at least every couple of weeks. I'll try to have an episode of this podcast out. Originally, the goal was once a week. That has become unsustainable. So again, thank you for listening. More to come. If there's a certain type of movie, if you want me to start doing shows, let me know. Reviews are appreciated. But until next time, peace.